Coffee is assuming I drink coffee that costs $6.50 every single day of the year, I save about $2,500 on coffee alone by making my own coffee at home. Here's the story of how I got started, how you can do it too. I thought I hated coffee because the taste was so. Turns out, I just hate bad coffee because now I am a coffee snob. I don't just like coffee, I love it. And if I don't love it, I don't. I can't start my day without coffee. When I smell coffee, I must know where it's coming from. I use coffee to network with people. I use coffee to catch up with friends. I bring coffee on dates. Coffee is the best coffee I've ever had comes from
Melbourne, Australia.
Behold, the Mont Blanc. Nothing but the best cold brew, topped with cream infused with nutmeg and orange zest to become something greater than the sum of its parts. As soon as I took that first sip, I grabbed the barista and said, So I signed up for a barista class, and here's everything I learned about making the perfect cup of coffee at home. It boils down to three main aspects: your method of extraction, the grind size, and the type of beans. Here are the two main methods of extraction I use. Cold brews, which entail grinding your coffee to the consistency of sand and adding it to a ratio of 1:5 of beans to filtered water. Leave it overnight and you should filter out the beans in the morning, and I recommend making enough for a single batch, as the coffee does lose its flavor as it sits in the fridge. As for espresso shots, you don't need the best machine. Even the base Breville Bambino makes a great coffee. Grind your beans to the consistency of flour for about 18 grams for a double shot and 9 grams for a single shot. Place it in your portafilter, break up the clumps with a Weiss distribution tool, and tamp it down and lock in and extract your espresso. This brings us to the importance of a good grinder, because this determines what kind of extraction you obtain and how intense your flavors will be. For espresso shots, you want your grind to be as fine as flour, and with cold brew being around the texture of sand. This changes depending on your type of grinder, and I typically recommend burr grinders for that precision. This is an example of your coffee being too fine. Therefore, the water cannot flow properly through your coffee puck, and all you're left with are just simple drops. And this is an example of when your coffee is too coarse. Therefore, the water flows through too quickly. Now, this is when your coffee is just right. You see that steady stream of espresso flowing like melted honey? You know you've done it right. And finally, good beans. Light roasts are recommended if you want more fruity notes in your coffee, and these work better in cold brews and filter extractions, whereas your darker roasts that give off your more toffee and chocolate notes work best for espressos. Here are the places where I usually order my coffee beans from in Australia. Project Zero, for beans that work with fruity notes as both cold brews and espressos. There's a strawberry cheesecake one that is phenomenal. Cold black coffee, for the best premium beans you will find this side of the hemisphere. Beans that taste like fruit, beans that taste like tea, beans that taste like regular coffee. They have it all. And finally, for the best all-rounder I could find, Patricia's, for that old reliable good cup of regular coffee. Now here's how I make my daily cup of coffee. Take your espresso shot and put it in a cocktail shaker. Add the tiniest pinch of palm sugar or honey, and then top it up with a quarter pitcher of Califia oat milk. Nothing else, just Califia oat milk. Top it with 1 spherical ice cube or 6 individual ice cubes and shake it up to get the most luscious foam in your coffee. And there you go. Enjoy!